This is the story of Serenity Childs, aged 19, and Briana Sanai Ware-Hall, aged 18, two best friends who were both gunned down by the boyfriend of Serenity, Jonathan Stinnette, age 18, during a confrontation. Unfortunately, her best friend was right there with her when he decided to attack Serenity, even though he had been served a restraining order not to get close to her due to constant abuse. Hello and welcome to Twisted Crimes. Subscribe and hit the like button for more stories. Serenity Childs was 19 years old and lived in North Chicago. She was a bright and beautiful young woman who had a passion for music and dance.
Yeah. Hold on, Tig on what? Yeah.
She loved to sing and rap, and she had dreams of becoming a famous artist. She also loved to help others and was involved in various community projects.
Show me 10,000. That's how you guys show me 10,000. If you show me 10, I'll show you 20.
She was described by her family and friends as a loving, caring, and loyal person who always had a smile on her face. Briana Ware-Hall was 18 years old and lived in Waukegan. She was a smart and talented young woman who had a flair for fashion and design. She loved to draw and create her own clothes, and she had aspirations of becoming a successful designer. She also loved to travel and explore new places, and she had plans to visit Paris with her friend Serenity. She was described by her family and friends as a fun, adventurous, and generous person who always had a positive attitude. Serenity and Briana met when they were in high school and became inseparable friends. They shared many interests and hobbies, and they supported each other through thick and thin. They were like sisters, and they called each other twin. They had a strong bond that nothing could break. On Wednesday, July 13, 2023, Serenity and Briana decided to hang out together after work. They drove to the parking lot behind a building near Keller Avenue in Waukegan, where they often met up with their friends. They parked their car and started chatting, unaware of the danger that was lurking nearby. Around 5:06 p.m., Jonathan Stinnette, an 18-year-old from Winthrop Harbor, the ex-boyfriend of Serenity who would not take no for an answer, approached their car with a 9mm handgun. Jonathan was the boyfriend of Serenity, but their relationship was troubled and abusive. Jonathan opened fire at the car, shooting multiple times at Serenity and Briana. He then fled the scene with another person he knew, a 21-year-old from Waukegan, in a black Nissan. The police arrived shortly after the shooting and found Serenity and Briana dead inside the car. They secured the scene and began to investigate the crime. Jonathan had a history of domestic violence charges against him, and he had been arrested several times for assaulting Serenity. He also had a restraining order against him that prohibited him from contacting Serenity or coming near her. The police quickly identified Jonathan as the suspect based on witness statements and camera footage. They tracked him down to a residence in Kenosha, Wisconsin, where he was arrested by the Kenosha police along with his accomplice. Jonathan would later confess to the shooting and was charged with 4 counts of first-degree murder.
18-year-old Jonathan Stinnette has been charged with 4 counts of first-degree murder after police say he fatally shot 2 women in Waukegan. The double shooting took place on July 12th in the 400 block of Washington Street. According to police, arriving officers found both women dead inside a vehicle in the parking lot. The Lake County Coroner's Office has identified the victims as 19-year-old Serenity Childs of North Chicago and 18-year-old Briana Ware-Hall of Waukegan. Stinnette was quickly identified as a suspect, as he reportedly was in a relationship with one of the victims.
He is currently being held in the Kenosha jail pending extradition back to Illinois. A candlelight vigil was held at the parking lot where they were killed, where hundreds of people gathered to pay their respects and honor their memories. Their families and friends spoke about how much they loved them and how much they will miss them. Serenity's mother said that she was her angel, who gave her strength and joy. She said that Serenity had a bright future ahead of her and that she wanted to make her proud. She said that she hoped that Stinnette would pay for what he did and that he would never hurt anyone else again. Briana's father said that she was his princess, who made him happy every day.
Tonight, we're hearing from the parents of a woman killed in a shooting last night in Waukegan. 19-year-old Serenity Childs of North Chicago was killed along with her friend, 18-year-old Briana Hall of Waukegan. Serenity's family saying she was a certified nursing assistant and always put other people before herself. Police say the women were found dead inside a car parked behind a building on Washington near Keller.
Everybody loved Serenity. She was just, an amazing young girl or young lady.
She was just an overall leader, and people gravitated toward her.
He said that Briana had a big heart and a big personality and that she touched many lives with her kindness. He said that he hopes that Stinnette will rot in jail for taking away his daughter's life. Serenity and Briana were laid to rest in a joint funeral service, where they were surrounded by their family and friends. They were buried next to each other, as they had requested. They were both wearing matching outfits that they had designed themselves, and they had their favorite accessories and items with them. They looked like they were sleeping peacefully, holding each other's hands. Serenity and Briana were two young women who had so much to live for. They had dreams, goals, and plans for their future. They had family, friends, and loved ones who cared for them. They had happiness, joy, and fun in their lives. They did not deserve to die in such a brutal and senseless way. Jonathan Stinnette was evil, a brute, a killer. He had no value for human life, no honor for love, no compassion for pain. He only thought about himself, his warped ego, his sick obsession. He was a pest, a worm, a disease. He thrived on the blood of his victims, the grief of their families, and the terror of their friends. He pretended to love her. Serenity to him was his girlfriend, his angel, and also his possession. He treated her like a rag, a doll, a prisoner. He tormented her, he wounded her. He followed her to the parking lot where she was with her friend Briana, and he shot them both without mercy. Serenity and Briana are gone, but they are not forgotten. They live on in the hearts and minds of those who knew them and loved them. Serenity and Briana were best friends who died together, but they will also live together forever. Our sincere condolences to the friends and families of Serenity Childs and Briana Sanai Ware-Hall. May their memory be a blessing for their family and for all who knew them, and may their life and death be an inspiration and a turning point towards justice and increased protection for domestic abuse survivors. Please stay safe out there and see you guys in the next video.